Hello, welcome to another Trinity Teachings. This is lesson 12, the circle. Okay, first off, a circle. A circle is basically the area where you cast not every spell, first off, because some spells don't require a circle to be cast. But most spells, will require a circle. Also, pretty much every ritual done, like on the Savage and Aspats, sorry, I can't pronounce that word, usually is done in a circle. Also, some people, when they have a coven meeting, even if they're not really doing much, they cast a circle. I've known a couple to do that. A few people I've met, well, one coven I know, and a few I've talked to, I should say. Anyway, a circle is a sacred place. Usually, it can be really anywhere, honestly. Usually your altar is within the circle, unless you're doing a spell somewhere else that doesn't require an altar. Your altar, or you don't feel like using your altar, or whatever. Indoors, outdoors, anyway. It can be done. See, here's an interesting way. Your circle is basically not just two-dimensional. It is three-dimensional. It is like a dome above you when it's cast, and technically it does like a dome on the ground, but you usually don't see that one. A lot of cases, when you cast your circle, well, several ways to do so. But when your circle's cast, a lot of people like to visualize seeing the circle being cast. And now, depending on if you're inside or outside, if you're inside a room, some will cast the circle and just see like a dome around them. Maybe it goes to the walls, maybe not, maybe it just sits in the middle of the room. Some like to cast the entire room as the circle, which I do believe is what they call the cubed method, making it so the circle engulfs the entire room and goes without on the outskirts. Now, when I cast a circle, personally, you don't have to do this. I mark my circle. See, the way I do it, in my coven especially, we had a rounded area we did it at. We did it outside at a spring, which was surrounded with a circular area. So it made it easy for us to cast our circle. At the 4 points, north, east, west, and south, I placed these crystals, we placed these crystals at these points, thus having our circle. As we place them, we cast our circle, but I'll talk about casting here in a moment. Anyway, before you prepare your circle or cast your circle, one thing is known: it is best to have your circle area cleansed, completely cleansed. A lot of people will burn sage, some incense. Then again, it's usually more during the thing. Some will ring a bell around. A lot of people will, it escapes me. Because the broom is actually a magical tool, sweep the entire area. Even if it's not dirty, or if it's a rug, just sweep it. It's a cleansing thing. It's more for symbolize. Secondly, if you're sick, like physically ill, you must not enter a circle until you're actually 100% better. I don't remember the reason for that, but I do know I've read that many places, so I suggest yes. Also, when leaving a circle, now, when you leave a circle, you must, if you're doing it with multiple people, it is best to, or entering a circle and you're on the outside to begin with, someone inside must let you in. And I'm saying they must create like a doorway within the energy of the circle to let you in or out. And when you are the only one there, you can open your circle, and the way to leave, make like a door, I should say. Some lay a broom down, some will place a crystal or something right where you exited. That way when you re-enter the circle, you can remove said thing and have said circle re-seal itself. You can break a circle if you do not do this. You can end up breaking it, and the energy will go away. When you one way to, if someone's inside the circle and they need to leave or enter, but believe me, it does happen. So see, if you're sitting in a circle for long periods of time, or you're having a coven meeting or something like that, someone shows up late. It's not nice to show up late, but a lot of people will take the athame, sometimes the incense or the wand, and they will make like a door. You know what I'm saying? Draw like a door within the energy of the circle to enter. If you're doing this within a room, like a full room, and you've cast it amongst the entire room, lock the doors. That's because the doors themselves technically will count as the way in and out. So if you lock the doors, technically it's sealed, and if you open it, technically that is opening the energy. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what else. Okay, casting the circle. Now you can cast your circle really any way you want. As I said, some like to have visual things marking the outskirts of the circle. Do it with crystals or candles or incense sticks. Actually, sometimes if you're outside, you can stick them in things. But incense sticks, an actual room. As I said, if you cast it within an actual room, engulfing the entire room, then technically you don't need something to help you have the entire room just as the circle that marks it for you. If it's like one of those big circles, some people will actually use like giant like logs to sit like an outside circle. Will usually. Some circles are permanent. The circles I'm talking about that are permanent are like ones you'd make outside. Some people make what I call a permanent circle. It's like a sanctuary where only you go. Sometimes you may have a more public one. It's hard to say, but most times if you have a one that is not public, and it's like in the woods somewhere or your backyard, somewhere that only you guys or your coven will go, it's more sacred, number one, and you can have like a permanent circle. I'm not saying cast a circle. I'm saying, see, like what I've done is what I call circle in the bottle. It's a potion which basically incorporates several different ingredients that I pour around the outskirts of the circle, which I make it so they basically absorb the circle's energy. So when you end, so it's in a way it's a permanent circle, but not one that's like big. It's just a circle of energy that keeps the place sacred, safe, protected. You know what I'm saying? So and you can enter it and exit it freely and cast circles upon it and all that. Circles can be any size. Casting it, you can do it, as I said, with the marking of the outside. You can cast it any way you want. Several people you can invoke the elements. Some do. Some call them the watchtowers. Some will invoke different gods for the watchtower points. I do know of, let's see. For example, actually, I have, one moment. I had it written right here, and it kind of went away. Let's see. Here you go. Okay, they have, like, some invoke the archangels, like, let's see, Raphael of the east, Michael, I'm not sure, of the south, Gabriel of the west, and Uriel of the north. That's the archangels. Then you have, or it's also referred to as Michael to the right of me, Gabriel to the left of me, Uriel to the front of me, and Raphael to the back of me. There's also ones to the above you and to the bottom of you. I don't remember exactly who they are, and then you have your Babylonian one, which is Shamash. I see it was before you. Sin is behind you. Nergal is to the right of you, and Nerbat is to the left of you. I'm not exactly if I'm pronouncing those right. Then an Egyptian one is Isis to the south, Segmet to the west, Nefertis to the north, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, and Neith, I'm pretty sure I'm not pronouncing that right, to the east. So, as I said, and then those other ones, those are just some examples I have that people will use. Sorry for the camera, I bumped it. Anyway, those are just some examples. But there's many different ways you can cast it. It's pretty much always done clockwise. If you're going to walk around, some will walk around the circle with incense to do it. There's many different ways, honestly, to cast a circle. Some people, because, as I've said before, make the craft your own. Making the craft your own, meaning, like, writing your own spells, just making things. You don't have to do everything by the book. There are some things that are by the book that have to. There are a lot of things that you can mold to you. Make the craft your own. Make it yours. Do stuff your way. Some stuff is tradition, but I mean, making a circle, you can really cast any way that you make the power. Um, it's like you don't have to you don't have to invoke the elements. Some just call the directions. Some will call, let's see, like the gods, the four ghosts, four gods, or watchtower watchers, or whatever you want to call them, to the 4 points. Some covens that have 4 people will each of the. See, another way, when you're a single, or solitary practitioner, or by yourself, you're the one who will call everything. There's more than one person. A lot of times they will cast the circle. Like, I've seen ones, my coven would have had 4 people. We would have been able to do it this way. Each person's directed an element. They stand at that point, and they're the ones who invoke said element. As I said, watchtowers, elements, the angels or the Babylonian gods, Egyptian, Roman, Greek, whichever god you want to invoke as that were the 4 points. It's however you want to do it. With the way, and also the way my coven did it was with our wands. We would take our wands and we would use them pointing to said direction, saying, I call upon that said elements all around. We would walk around and place the crystals. And yeah, that's how we did it. Some use the athame, but I see the athame more as something it's more for cutting, not physical things, but for energy, and stuff of that nature. Therefore, I see it more as an energy tool to more break a circle, really, if need be, is what I see it as. A wand I see as more of a creation of the energy. It could be used to probably break. Also, as I said, it could be used to create a doorway for entrance and exit. But I see it more as to create the circle in a lot of cases. It's also made to direct energy. So, now when it comes to breaking a circle now, sometimes this can be difficult for some people. The way we would do it is we would go around thanking the elements as we picked the crystals and broke our circle. We also, beforehand, we would think with like wands. You can also break it with your athame. Basically, in the end, you end up thinking what you have invoked, or whoever you invoked, element-wise, whatever, and it ends. However, a lot of times the energy isn't always dissipated. I read in books where the energy, you may still feel it. They say if you're wearing shoes, take your shoes off or socks off and put your bare feet on the ground or whatever, and have like the energy ground you and have it go into the ground. That's different ways if you still feel the energy is there. But breaking your circle is only really done after a spell. Reasons to cast a circle, as I said, spells. Some cast them for different reasons. Like, for example, some tarot readers cast circles, or any divination worker. Several of different ones will cast circles for a reading of any sort for many different reasons. Increases the power. A psychic circle, as I call it, is a circle that is good in divination, which is basically a circle of amethyst around you. My runes are made of amethyst, so as well are the ones I use to make my psychic circle to increase psychic energy. It's also good when you're doing healing and when you're meditation inside of it. Some also you can use it when you're sleeping, because some people cast circles around them when they're sleeping. Kind of like a dream catcher in a way. It's also a way to help seal a room. A good way to seal a room when making a circle. See, because when you make a circle in a room, as I said, you can go. See, there's really 3 ways, I guess you could say. A circle within a room, which you just visualize like a dome within the room. Another one is engulfing the room, so the dome reaches outside of the room. Or the room itself is one giant circle, sacred space. That one works too. That's only with those doors, I might add, is the best way. Another thing, when you're sealing a room, some people do this before they sleep, even without a circle. The pentagram protection spell, or pentacle, if you in some cases you could use, is kind of a way in this also. But you don't say it, it's more of a visualization tool. When you see the room, you cast a circle upon the room. And on the doors and windows, I'd imagine a pentacle, or pentagram, either one, or usually a pentacle, to seal said, like, doors, windows, to keep negative things out, because basically they're still kind of windows, but it's to help keep things out of your circle. And locking the doors, that helps. It's to keep people from walking in on you, because believe it or not, some people will have altar rooms in their house, and some people will just be like, hello, what you doing there? Also, if you're a private practitioner hiding what you're doing, like from your parents, or something like that, believe me, I know. Yeah, it'd be good to lock the doors. Let's see, what else can I say about circle casting? So, surprisingly, there's a lot more to it than that I knew of than I could say. Let me think. Other ways. When it comes to the purifying of the space or casting of the space, so you can kind of do both at the same time. Sweeping of the area is one you can do. It not always has to be done. You can walk around the area as you're casting or invoking the circle with an incense stick or with a bell. Quick tip, a bell is good for purification of a space. It drives away negative energy and vibes and stuff, so it's good to shake it around you. You can shake it in the circle. Usually during, because it will, as you're casting, it'll be shaking everything away. Sometimes if you cast it right in the middle of it, the circle, yeah. When it comes to a circle, also, energy cannot escape said circle. When you create a circle, you basically create an energy dome. A area which negative stuff cannot get in, and stuff cannot get out. You basically have sealed it within there. Because once you cast your spell, it's basically holding the energy in there in a way, and then when you break the circle, the spell goes out into the world to begin its actions. Also, when casting a spell, if you're going to bring your phone into the circle, or if you're going to have your phone on, bring it into the circle. Why? Because I've had people put their phone outside the circle, it rings, and first reaction they have is to run and go grab it, breaking the circle. Best to bring it in, or everything you need for it. I mean, you may forget things during a circle. It's been done. Believe me, I've forgotten things. You can the doorway thing, as I said, but it's best to try to remember everything. I had a big backpack filled with everything, and our area was a big circle, but big enough that we could easily spread stuff out and all that. But that's as much as I got on the circle right now. The casting of it, the breaking of it, the daring of it. But your circle, as I said, is a sacred space, dome of energy. You can. One of the best ways I'd have to say is when you're doing it is to visualize it. Some visualize from the center of the area, like a white light, and then growing and engulfing the room. Some just visualize it like growing up into the dome. If it's a room, you can imagine like growing outside the room, or all the walls like glowing white for a sec, to thus creating the protective, or in your case, cube, rectangle, whatever. If it's a room, so I had my nail. Anyway, but yeah, visualization is a great tool. And it works the best. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I put as much information as I could in this one. Until next time, keep reading, keep watching, keep learning. Comments, questions, all that within the bar down below. Thank you very much. Until next time, bye-bye.